Apple Incorporated is working on plans to expand and modernize its retail network to further expand in China and other parts of Asia while upgrading existing outlets in the United States and Europe. The iPhone maker is considering adding 15 more stores in Asia Pacific, 5 in Europe and the Middle East, and 4 more in the United States and Canada by 2027. The corporation also reportedly plans to rebuild or relocate 6 stores in Asia, 9 in Europe, and 13 in North America. Over the next 4 years, the firm plans to open 53 new relocated or modified locations. Apple is trying to revitalize its 22-year-old retail division, which is one of the world's most revered chains but's faced financial difficulties, customer service problems, and unrest among employees in recent years. The goal is to strengthen the Apple brand in emerging regions such as India while providing a better experience for users in the US and Europe. According to sources, the most notable new stores under consideration or development include 3 in India, the company's first outpost in Malaysia, and the renovation of Apple's iconic location in Paris's Opera retail district. The company also plans to open a store at Battersea Power Station in London, next to its new local offices, and another store in Miami. In addition, a flagship store is planned for Jingjian Temple Square in Shanghai. Some of the potential locations remain internal projections or ideas over time, which means they may be delayed or canceled altogether. However, several stores are already under construction, and Apple has signed leases with landowners. Apple presently operates over 520 shops in 26 countries, with about half of them in the United States. The company is notably profitable in terms of square footage, but the stores are typically more concerned with developing Apple's brand than selling things. Most of the company's revenue comes from other sources, particularly the e-commerce site. Nevertheless, physical stores are important places where customers can buy items on release days, get technical assistance, and attend seminars. According to internal data, regular stores generally produce more than $40 million per year, whereas Apple Store Plus locations generate more than $45 million. The flagship sites produce more than $75 million per year, while the flagship Plus sites generate more than $100 million. The Asia Pacific region will be a major growth area, with 21 new or refurbished facilities scheduled to open by 2027. Last year, this market brought Apple about $130 billion, roughly 1/3 of its total revenue, and countries such as India have become critical growth engines. In April, Apple established its first 2 shops in India. Later this year, the business will establish a new mall shop in Wenzhou, China, as well as upgrade its Nanjing East flagship in Shanghai, and open 2 new stores in South Korea. This expansion in South Korea, where Samsung Electronics Company's main competitor is located, increases the company's total number of locations in the country to 7. Apple opened its GAM store in March and its Maidandang store in Seoul a year ago. Next year, the firm plans to open its first Malaysian store in Kuala Lumpur, as well as a new Jingjian Temple Plaza location, a makeover of its Shanghai Pudong facility, and maybe its first branch in Foshan, China. The company also intends to open a new store at the Grand Front Plaza Mall in Osaka and renovate its Shinsaibashi branch in the region. Despite the deterioration of relations between US and China, Apple depends heavily on this Asian country, both as a manufacturing partner and as a market for its products. During a trip to China earlier this year, Chief Executive Officer Tim Cook called the relationship symbiotic, and the retail development demonstrates Apple's commitment to the country. Apple is planning to establish its 3rd shop in India, in the Mumbai neighborhood of Borivali by 2025, and may relocate its facility in Perth, Australia. 4 new stores are also scheduled to open this year in China. In addition, there will be a redesign of the Apple Store in Ginza, Japan, which debuted in 2003 and was the company's first store in the country. After its previous building was demolished, the business was moved to a temporary location last year. Apple intends to establish its 4th India campus in 2026. It would be the city's 2nd, located in the DLF Promenade Mall. That shop might become Apple's 2nd largest in India, following the Bandra Kurla complex location, which opened in Mumbai in April. The company also plans to open a new store in Yokohama, Japan, and move to Shibuya Maru, Japan. Apple plans to open a fifth Indian store in Mumbai at Beachside Worli in 2027. In addition, the business intends to open a new store in Madrid at the La Guardia Retail District, as well as relocate its Milton Keynes store in the United Kingdom. Last year, Europe earned more than $95 billion for Apple, accounting for almost 1/4 of total sales. The UK is Apple's third largest retail market with about 40 outlets. Apple mostly remodels or relocates stores that are outdated or out of use. In some cases, they are smaller than most modern facilities or lack amenities such as a product drop-off area or classroom space. Apple's appearance has likewise evolved over time. The corporation has moved away from metal walls and accents and toward hardwood shelving. Apple is considering moving 4 UK stores as well as one in Le Chesnay, France, for next year and will establish a 4th facility in Sweden. A year later, it plans to move 1 more UK location, maybe modify the Opera facility in France and establish a new location in Al-Ain, Abu Dhabi. This will be the company's 6th store in the UAE. Apple also plans to open a new store in Dortmund, Germany. That country is Apple's 8th largest retail area, with more than a dozen stores. The company is considering moving to Munich in 2027. Apple's retail ambitions in North America are likewise centered on revamping current businesses rather than expanding into new locations. The first project is a remodel of the Tice's Corner Shop in Woodcliff Lake, New Jersey, which is scheduled to begin next month. That store was Apple's last, with an original black front going back to the chain's inception in 2001. During the balance of 2023, the firm intends to relocate 3 more stores in the United States and 1 in Canada. Apple is considering opening several more stores in the U.S. next year, including a store in a mall in Torrance, California, and a major new $4 billion facility in the World Center building in Miami. The company is also considering a major new store in Detroit and moving the store to Ann Arbor, Michigan. Apple is also developing a store at North Carolina's Birkdale Village Mall to replace its Target site that was unexpectedly closed in March following a string of shootings in the region. 5 further relocations are planned for the United States in 2024. And now let me hear from you in the comments section below. Keep in mind that more videos will be up soon, so be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell in order to stay up to date with new video uploads.